Welcome to the Conscious Creative Podcast, your weekly dose of soul-to-soul conversation that will have you saying peace out to your 9 to 5 to explore in your sacred calling. The topics center around conscious business and interviews with the folks who started them. We'll be exploring the art of being human and what it takes to live your life fully expressed and financially free. I'm Christina Gomes, and I went from high-paying job as a psychotherapist to leaving it all behind for my desire to travel the world playing my original music, to becoming the CEO and soulpreneur founder of freeyourcreativity.org, where I help visionary leaders create the businesses of their wildest dreams. If you have a sacred calling, stick around. My prayer is that you become the permission slip for the collective as you hear the soul-inspiring stories that call you forth into creative action. Let's get to the soul. Hello, hello. We're live. Great. Welcome to another episode of the Christina Gomes Show. Really. I'm here to help you grow your business, to help you feel really good about the content pieces you create, and to help you attract clients that feel soul aligned to work with you, that attract clients that have you jumping out of bed like, I can't believe I get to do this work in the world. I'm so excited to help people transform, and have your business feeling really light and fun because you're finally doing the things in your business that you were born to do. And if you're anything like me, you weren't born to sit behind a computer trying to figure out funnels and funnel hacking your way to $1 million. Now, the money is coming. The money comes from the things that I'm going to teach on today. And today's topic is all around audience size. What would I do, and what do I teach my clients to do if they have a small audience, or if they feel like they don't have the right audience? Please give me a 1 in the comments if you've ever felt like you just don't have a big enough audience to attract the right clients or to make the kind of money that you know you're ready to make. 1 in the comments. This is such a common thought, and I've had this thought, and I work with clients who feel like they're just not going to make it because they don't have the right audience, or their audience isn't buying because their audience is too small, or their audience isn't quite the people that they're ready to work with. And they start to hyper focus on their audience, the number of followers they have, and whether or not it is the right audience. And I just want to deepen this for you for a moment, because these thoughts that come up have the potential to slow your business down, and we don't want that for you. We want growth at a sustainable rate. We want you feeling like there's forward motion in your business, because this keeps the morale high. This keeps you wanting to attract clients. This keeps you wanting to create a business. And when you're not attracting clients, and you're not doing your sacred calling, when you're not doing your work in the world, when you're not helping people to transform, and you're not living your soul's mission, it can feel really constrictive. It can feel like you're chasing something. And what people accidentally do is they start to feel this feeling, and so they start to chase followers. They start to create content so that they can go viral. They start to create content that they think their audience would like. And today's going to clear all of that up for you, because I'm going to help you to do only 3 things, and to focus on 3 things in your business that will attract clients to you, no matter your audience size and no matter who is in your audience. Because here's what I know to be true. If you are not attracting clients with the audience you have now, it's not them. It's your message, or your offer, or your sales process. So I'm going to help you to focus on those 3 things today. I'm going to break those things down for you so that you don't get distracted on shiny objects, on getting on 100 different platforms and burning yourself out, on creating 100 different offers and just not having a streamlined process where you feel like you know what you're doing every day when you wake up inside of your business. You know what you're doing to attract clients. You know how to to attract clients, and you know what actually gets you those clients that feel like a joy to work with. Because the thoughts that your audience is too small is what is creating the kind of content that is repelling the clients you actually want to work with. Because the clients that you actually want to work with are already in your audience. You are just not saying the thing that's inviting them to get on a discovery call with you, to look at your landing page and book your offer. You're just not saying the words that have them taking action and taking action on your offer and your offer alone. And so I'm going to help you clean that up today. The other part of this is that this thought that my audience isn't right is putting the onus on your audience, when actually it is our responsibility as business owners, as content creators, and as creatives to ensure that we are expressing the truest value of our work in the world so that our clients now, or our audience rather, now understands what it is that we do. Because if you don't have this streamlined and down and clear, then growing your audience is not going to fix the problem that you currently have of not having enough clients or not having the right kinds of clients. Let me repeat that. If you try to fix the problem that you have in your business by growing your audience, you're just going to create more problems, because you're going to create more contraction or more confusion, because more people in your audience is not going to solve the problem of not having enough clients or the right kinds of clients. And so if you want more clients and you want the kinds of clients that are a joy to work with, stick with me. I'm about to reveal the only three things you get to focus on if you want to attract joy to work with clients that pay your highest price point and then show up to do the work alongside you. All right. So the first thing that you get to focus on is your magnetic message. When it comes to having a small audience, the only thing that you need to focus on, the most important thing that you get to focus on, is your message. It's all about expressing the true value of your work in the world. I want you to have a message that speaks directly to your ideal client. And a lot of you are speaking to you're not your most ideal client. You're speaking to the client that has the most problems, or you're speaking to the client that has a different kind of problem than what your work in the world can help them to solve. And this may be because you're not clear yet on the exact few problems that your work in the world solves. You haven't specialized, you haven't gotten clear on this, or you are continuously speaking to the disempowered version of your best client. This happens as well. So for example, I used to work with, I've always worked with entrepreneurs. Not always. The last 4 or 5 years, I've worked with entrepreneurs. And in the beginning, before I had this real understanding that my message was the moneymaker, I was coming from the psychotherapy world, and I was speaking to people who had a lot of anxiety, who had depression, who were completely stressed out. And I would use the fear-based marketing that we're taught regularly to poke on people's pain. And then what I got on these discovery calls were people that were not empowered to pay a very reasonable price point. My price was lower than it is right now, way back then. And they still had all of these thoughts and disempowered beliefs around money and their ability to create change. And it was like pulling teeth and convincing people that they wanted to make a change in their lives. And when I really unpacked what was going on, it wasn't their fault. I was speaking to people who are disempowered. So of course, when I got a discovery call booked, which was few and far between back then, I wasn't getting on the phone with people that were ready to buy, and ready to invest, and ready to make a change in their lives. And so I would spend hours on the phone or hours following up with people who were disempowered and weren't ready to buy because I was speaking to those people. And what I want you to know is that you are not doing this intentionally. This is something that we're taught. This is conditioning, and we're not doing it intentionally, and it's subtle. I just helped someone in the new round of my Conscious Creative Business Immersion change a few words, lose a few lines in her content. In my business immersion, I check over my client's content and I co-create the best content that is going to attract their most resonant and ready to invest clients. And by just helping her to change a few words, she is now ready to put this post out to her most empowered potential clients. And the thing is, those people are already in our audience. But if we're not speaking to them, if we're only speaking to disempowered people, then we either get those people on discovery calls or we get no one on discovery calls at all, because disempowered people also are not booking discovery calls with coaches. They're not looking to change. They're kind of stuck in the disempowered phase, and that's not who we want to speak to. We want to speak to the people who your offer is most going to serve. And sure, confidence and transformation is a process, but if you are speaking to the most disempowered version of your audience member, then you're going to see that reflected back to you. So we want to elevate your message, and that's super, super fun. So who here is interested in having a message that is magnetic? Give me message in the comments if you're interested in having a message that is magnetic, that calls people to you instead of you going out and trying to find clients and get them and do cold DM and outreach and all these tasks that are just not fulfilling and not fun and not why you signed up to be a transformational facilitator, not why you were born in this time and incarnated now with the gifts that you have. All of that did not happen for you so that you could try to convince people that your work in the world is beneficial. So only your thoughts around your audience have you thinking that you need to speak to disempowered people because you think that empowered people are not in your audience, but they are. You think that people that are ready to buy are not in your audience just because they haven't bought yet. So what we get to do is work on the processes, create the magnetic message before proof that it works is showing up in our lives, because we get to practice and build our rituals in our business and express ourselves more deeply for at least 90 days before we decide that having a magnetic message is not the strategy for me. So 90 days is what I give any strategy in my business before I decide it doesn't work. And so a magnetic message for me has always worked since the dawn of time, since I started traveling the world, giving one-off sessions and workshops and teaching yoga. It was what I said about these classes that had them filling up. And so other yoga teachers would maybe have one person come to their class, but because I spoke so highly of my classes and the true benefit of my classes, more people came to my classes than other yoga teachers. And it's not about competition. I'm just wanting to really drive this point home that your message really matters and your expression matters, and how you speak about your offers will invite the right kind of people into your offers, no matter your audience size. This is why I have a very small audience and I make $100,000 a year. And I don't just make $100,000 a year working my butt off with like 50 clients a month. Like, I have so much space. I have space for more clients and I have capacity to serve more clients because I usually do small group, and that's really beautiful. So that brings me to my second point is your offer and your offer design and the model of business and offer that goes within that model of business truly matters to, especially if you have a small audience. So if you have 100,000 people in your audience, still only a certain percentage of those people are going to see your content. Now, I only have under 4,000 Instagram followers and like 1,500 people in my group on Facebook. And I still make $100,000 years because I focus on the three things that I'm talking about today. So first we talked about the message, and now we're talking about offer design, but not any offer, an offer that is in the model of business that's going to give you space and the most impact. When you are able to create the most impact, you're able to create a bigger transformation for your people, then yes, less people want that offer, but more people that are aligned to get a big transformation, that are ready to invest. And so they're going to invest and want to invest at a higher price point, which allows for you to have less clients. And it allows for you to speak to only the people that are ready to make those kind of investments in their lives. And this also helps your business model to feel light. Because if you do have 100,000 followers, then even if only a percentage of people are watching and you put out $100 offer, then you can make some kind of money with that. But even the people who have 100,000 followers, they have a high value program that they sell on the back end of their little offers. And this is what gives them a majority of their revenue. And maybe they're just not speaking to that because they're trying to get you to sell low cost courses. So they're not speaking to the fact that it works for them because they have a big audience. Now, if you are just getting started, or you're getting started with showing up online, and so you don't have a big audience, this is okay. We want to also let your skills and your gifts shine, which happens more readily in a high value offer that you can put a high value price tag on. I talk about pricing a lot in my programs, and I have different lessons inside my group. If you're on Instagram, go to my group, Wild, Wealthy, and Well-Known Soulpreneurs. It's a biz lounge, and I have many lessons on pricing. So I'm not going to go too deep into pricing now, but if you want to have a model of business that truly positions you as a high value guide that makes a real difference in people's lives, if that feels good to you, I invite you to think more about your offer than you do about your audience size. Because sure, this is what I want you to know. Your offer and the way you speak about it is naturally going to grow your audience full of people. It's going to naturally grow. So it's not about going viral and growing your audience with who knows who. It's about speaking the right words to the right people so that when somebody does come across your account or finds you through a hashtag or whatever marketing techniques you're using, they actually want to follow you because the way that you speak and the way that you carry yourself and the model of business, the way that you care about the people that you work with is seen, it's felt. And so I'm doing that right now. Like, I talk about my clients like they are the best thing in the world because they are. And I really truly believe that. And it makes for a business model that is fulfilling. And the money for me comes from that. And so if this is your soul's mission, then the money for you is going to come from a high value model of business. Now, if you don't know what a high value model of business is, or you're not sure if you are aligned or it's right for you, or you're not sure if your offer has the potential to be a high value offer, I invite you to download my high value offer checklist. If you're on Facebook, it's freeyourcreativity.org/high value offer. And if you're on Instagram, it's right in the link in my bio under free resources. I would invite you to do that after this transmission because I have one more key point. The one other thing that I would focus on if I wanted to create 100K years and do it all with space and ease, and if I had a small audience, and I do have a small audience, and I create $50,000 launches every time I launch for the past 2.5 years. I have not dipped lower than a $50,000 launch of my signature offer for the last 2 years. This isn't sales, and this is what gives me the 6-figure years. And I usually have delivery is about 5 hours, 6 hours at most, and sometimes shorter. And if you have one-to-one clients and you like that model, that's a part of it. Sometimes I take a break from one-to-ones. Like this round, I have no one-to-ones, and that's okay. I love one-to-ones. Let me rest in my group. I love my group. But I do have offers that are one-to-one and I love them as well. But this round, I chose to really focus on my group and really elevate that and have fun with that and pour into my group clients. And so I still created a $50,000 launch just with groups, just with group, calling in the group people. But sometimes it's a combination, and I have more one-to-ones, and I have all people that upgraded to the mentorship. But what I want you to know is that you can have the one-to-one model, or you can have a group, or you can have a combination. And I talk about that in this checklist and what that could look like for you. And you just want to get clear on that. So you want to focus on all your offer, because without all this clarity, then what are you going to do? Without all this clarity, it's like, of course, you're just going to continue to grow your audience, but the audience members that you grow, they might not be aligned with your offer, and you don't have clarity on your offer. So then you're doing all this work to grow your audience full of people that might not buy from you when you finally get clarity of your offer. So I would focus on clarity of the offer and messaging, and one more thing. And that one more thing is your streamlined sales journey. A lot of you out there want to attract clients, but you're not attracting them in a potent way. And so I want to talk about the importance of having a sales journey, especially when your audience is small, because it's essential to guide people from the initial touch point to becoming your client and knowing how you do that, knowing how you want to do that. There isn't one way. I have a few strategies that I work with, that I offer to my clients, and I help them come up with their own streamlined sales journey that they can feel really good about. Okay? And so you want to map this out. And you might have also heard of this sales journey as a funnel. But the problem with funnels and the way people talk about funnels is they talk about them like they have to be this automated tech machines that bring you leads in your sleep. And what if you actually could have a more natural, organic, feel-good sales process where you had epic content, like I talked about in the beginning, that was really focused on a magnetic message that attracted people to you instead of you going out and chasing them. So what if you had epic content that spoke clearly to the people that you want to work with, and you knew that you wanted to work with these people because you clearly identified them, and you know that they're a right match for your offer. So that comes into offer design. So all of this is leading into one another if you're catching this. Message, offer design, and your sales journey, you knew how to invite them into your offer. You knew how you wanted to. So I have an application, and many of you are at the level to start applying an application into your sales journey, and many of you don't want that. You don't need that. Maybe you're still building your landing page, which I help my clients in the Conscious Creative Business Immersion also build their enrollment pages for their programs.
Hey there, visionary leader. If you're resonating with this message, I'd like to invite you into your next level life and business. Enrollment has begun for the Conscious Creative Business Immersion. This is my signature group container to help you design an offer so delicious, so juicy, so based on your soul gifts that you are thrilled to invite your soulmate clients inside of it. I'm going to teach you how to promote this offer with a ton of heart and to sell out this offer with ease to meet your revenue goals. I would love to have you inside if you are a visionary leader who knows that they are great at what they do. You'd like to collapse the timeline on how long it takes to reach consistent income with an offer that you truly love. Go to the link in the show notes to apply for the Conscious Creative Business Immersion. I will be sitting with your application individually, and I will send an email to let you know if you've been accepted in a few days after application. Thank you for trusting me with your vision, and I can't wait to see what we co-create.
Focus heavily on our high value offers and every asset that you need to ensure that this offer can become well known and position you as a high value guide. If you want to apply early for the next round of the Conscious Creative Business Immersion, I totally invite you to, because I'm giving bonuses and discounts and savings for the people that apply now, and you get the entire Create method now. You don't have to wait, and think of how ahead of the game you would be if you signed up now and go through the modules, and then when the coaching began, you were like, oh, I have questions. I want the live support. Here we go. And you were able to up level. And many people make their investment back from the modules alone, going through the modules and the content. So if you're thinking about that, the application is in the link in my bio. It's on all of my website, freeyourcreativity.org. And my signature core offer is called the Conscious Creative Business Immersion, where I help you to design your offer and have a streamlined sales journey and a content strategy that has you love showing up online and attracting clients to you. And right now, either way, you want to have a sales journey. You want to think about having your sales journey as something that's really less complicated than this tech heavy funnel and all this automated shit that is not your soul's mission or creative genius anyway. And once you start having the 10K months, the 5-figure launches, the revenue coming in your business that truly is fulfilling, you can hire somebody to create a funnel for you that is automated. I also teach people how to create these inside the Conscious Creative Business Immersion. I just don't want you to put all of your energy and eggs into the funnel basket, especially if you do not have your content clarified, your message on fleek, and your sales journey understood. And especially if your offer is not clarified and priced at a high value. All of these things are just going to waste your money and time. And that's why people quit, is they're not creating revenue in an appropriate time frame in their business. And so it's hard to reinvest in their business, or it's hard to get into that coaching container or upgrade with their mentor or continue to invest in themselves. And it just gets discouraging, and they end up thinking, oh, okay, I'm not cut out for this. But I know, and you know, that you're cut out for this. So I want you to start thinking about a simple sales journey that is much less complicated, and make it easy for your audience to say yes to your offering by removing confusion. And we remove confusion by having a clear message, a clear offer, and a clear sales journey. So a smooth sales journey can be the key. It's the key to turning your small audience into devoted clients, because they're gonna have these connective touch points with you, and your sales journey becomes about connection rather than just making the sale. So to summarize, message, offer, sales journey. That's all you get to focus on. That's all you need to focus on to create consistent clients and consistent revenue. That's so cool. 2 things that I'm offering today. So the high value checklist and high value model of business training is in the link in my bio, or it's freeyourcreativity.org/high value offer. Or if you know that you want to be supported to 6-figure years, you're done doing it alone, you want deep and intimate support, you can apply early for the next round of the Conscious Creative Business Immersion. I just closed doors and opened the container for this round last week. Such an exciting time for all these beautiful soul-led leaders who are getting ready to rise in the industry. It's really potent, really an exceptional vortex. And I have one more offering for you if you want to know a simple, easy process to launch to 5 figures. So in the Facebook group, I put this link in the show notes, I put this link, if you're listening to the podcast, I put it in the show notes, but I put the link in the description. And this is my 5-figure launch process. It's a 3-phase process that I break down for you. And I also give you 3 energetic principles to have your launches feeling light, feeling fun, feeling effortless. And these are very beautiful resources that you can have, or you can apply to work with me if you know that you don't want to wait and just downloading freebies, and you want to get to work and start creating the kinds of clients and the kind of business that has you feeling really fulfilled. Amazing. So this has been so much fun, and I will see you all next time. Bye.